To support the show, visit us at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, and access to our growing collection of premium podcasts, where we cover other JRPGs like Terranigma, Parasite Eve, and Star Ocean.
Hey!
Eric.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, somebody on YouTube complimented your episode descriptions.
Okay.
And I just wanted to compliment you on your episode descriptions and remind people to please read them because they're good they're good out of context, and then after you listen to the episode, they're good in context. So
thank you. I make 100% of those while at work.
Good job. Well, thank you, Eric's work, for providing this service to this podcast. Would you like to hear some hot sounds that I have recorded?
Yes.
Hot dogs. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome to Season 3, Disc 2 of Final Fantasy VIII. My name is Chris, and once again, I am joined by Eric. Hey, Eric.
4 discs, 1 package.
Yes. So all for the same price.
That's right.
Yeah, it's great.
More game equals better game.
Yes.
More hours equals better hours.
I guess.
Games are measured by their hours, how good they are.
Yes, that's why the Sons of Anarchy zombie game is my favorite game ever.
Days Gone.
Yeah,
of course. Are you playing that?
No, I don't even know. I was trying to think of a open world game that I've never played before that's probably long, and that's probably it. Anyway, we are also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. You too can join the RealNet at patreon.com/retroam. Thank you, patrons, for your continued support of this podcast.
We are also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion and pilot of the MR2 in Racing Lagoon, Square's RPG tuner car game.
Initializing FakeNet.
Racing Lagoon features real car likenesses, but not the actual car names. You meant to say I drive the MR1600.
Hey, FakeNet.
Hello, Crisp.
Do you think that the natural conclusion of us deciding to start to do this podcast will be us doing a series on Racing Lagoon?
Absolutely.
Okay, just checking. Because there was some conversation I saw about that on Twitter the other day. Like, people were like, did you know Square made a racing game and someone's doing translation for it? And people were getting excited about it, and I was like, that's going to happen one day, I think.
It's probably a thoroughly mediocre game, as I've heard, but it's the treasure, the forbidden treasure that you've never been able to have before. It's something that you want to play. It's a concept so outlandish, you can't believe no one else has done it yet.
Yeah, and it never came out here, and it's being fan translated, so you can't technically, we're not technically stealing this game, so it's like a treasure that cannot be stolen.
Of course, I actually own the game. I have a physical copy of it.
You totally missed what I said.
The treasure that cannot be stolen. Okay. No, I got it.
Okay, you just
yeah, I know sold it.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Appreciate that.
Xenogears, Season 1.
We're on episode 25 of this podcast, as far as I can tell, unless we've inserted one previously in the future, in the past. And we have just left Fisherman's Horizon to, Comfort Selfie, and then Squall was suddenly...
He was whisked away to give his report to Sid.
Yeah, and when that happened, he was promoted to the fucking Supreme Commander of Seed. And yes...
And trust me, because I just edited that episode 20 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. He leaves Irvine in command of the Garden Festival to help Selfie propel it along from concept stage to action. So then it fades to black, it fades back up, and I think we're in the quad because that's where the Garden Festival is supposed to take place, but we're actually in Fisherman's Horizon in the area where we saw Martine earlier.
Because remember, the quad was all fucked up from the crash.
Right. And rather than bulldoze it, in that, the Irvine said he was going to get the techs in here from Fisherman Horizon, but apparently they said, no, fuck this. Just do it at our place.
Maybe he said, build me a stage.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably what happened.
In here, are you...
Yeah. So...
Ami is playing instead of Fisherman's Horizon music.
Yes, and we've cut to FH in front of the mayor's house, like you said, and Irvine is saying, what's up? To everyone.
Yeah.
He introduces Selfie as the producer of this operation, and Selfie announces that they will be holding the concert as planned. The performance isn't just for us, though. Irvine plans to heal the trauma of war with music, like when Richard Branson put on a concert in Venezuela to support the U.S.-backed coup.
Of course, right.
Yes.
He did that. Look it up.
Yeah, it's true. But this is also for Squall to congratulate him on his promotion. That I'm sure Squall will appreciate that gesture because I'm sure Squall was really gunning for that promotion, right?
Yeah,
if you give reports, you're eventually going to get promoted. It's just what happens.
Yeah, it's like the thing where you walk around with papers in your hands. People think you're doing some important shit.
Peter Principle. Kisses thinks this sounds fun.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when they were giving that announcement, all of our party members were in different parts of the garden, and it showed them all rushing off. And I thought they were going to be rushing off to support Squall, but they were fucking off to start putting on this concert. For Squall. Zell asks who's going to perform. Irvine is like, "We are, son." And Zell and Kistis can't believe this shit. Kistis says to count her out if she has no musical aptitude. Rinoa is into the idea of watching Kistis try, which is pretty funny, actually, assuming they still hate each other.
Yeah.
Selfie is like, "Come on, guys, let's try it." You know, Selfie's Kimmy Schmidt enthusiasm is really showing through right here.
Yes.
We have everything ready, and all we need is 4 people. When Final Fantasy VIII uses numbers, it looks like they're from a completely different font.
I haven't noticed that, but thanks. Now it's going to bother me for the rest of my life.
Rinoa thinks this is going to be fun again, and Selfie, Stone Cold Killer, says, "Oh, sorry, Rinoa, but you're not going to be a member."
Yeah.
A heartbroken Rinoa replies, "You're leaving me out?"
Yeah.
And I was like, yes,
they're
kick her out.
They're telling Rinoa to fuck off. I really do think that the beginning of this conversation is funny because nobody thinks this fucking cowboy is serious at first, and because Zell's even like, we have no musical aptitude.
What are you talking about?
How is this going to happen? This is not Saved by the Bell. We don't just all know how to do things. Yeah, what the hell?
Selfie says that they have something more important for Rinoa to do, but they keep it from us, the player, for dramatic irony.
Oh, great. Okay, I love dramatic irony.
Zell asks what we're going to do since we're all amateurs.
Yeah, he correctly points out that you can't just hand instruments to teenage mercenaries and expect them to perform. And Zell's continuing to raise the bar for himself. Like he seems to be like he's slowly developing into straight man in this troupe of idiots.
If you remove Squall from the composition, everybody becomes more human.
Yeah, it's like while Kermit the Frog is away, then like who's the number 2 Muppet? That would be
by popularity. Miss Piggy is the Rinoa.
Yes, but I'm talking about because when Kermit the Frog, I don't know how much you know about the history of Kermit the Frog, but when he was originally developed, he was developed as like the straight man character in the absurd puppet world where he knew what was going on. But like, who's Kermit's number 2 that would be able to
organize shit,
or organize shit, and also be self-aware enough that he was like leading a band of misfit dumbasses? Is it Skeeter?
It was, well, I was going to say Scooter, because Skeeter is non-canon, right?
Oh, yeah, it is Scooter. Yeah, you're right.
I was going to say Scooter, or like maybe Dr. Teeth.
Yeah, Dr. Teeth has it going on.
Yeah,
I think
he's a front man, right?
Yeah.
Like, he understands how to put something together from a mess and make a musical composition.
Yeah, but he's also in on the absurdity of it all, I think, as well.
Yeah,
he lives in both worlds.
I think you could also trust Gonzo with that, but it's got a 50-50 shot of blowing up in your face.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, well, I'm glad we talked about that. Anyway.
Selfie says she has a composition from the last producer before her. What was his name, Chris? You said it like 2 times ago. Wimbly Donner?
Wimbly Donner.
Wimbly Donner.
But everything got all messed up when Garden started moving. There's supposed to be only 4 scores that go with this composition, but I got 8 scores here. And by scores, Chris, I don't know shit about music. What do you know about music?
Score, I always thought score was like 4 score and 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Or a score was like the soundtrack.
Yeah, scores when the Marlins beat the Yankees.
Yeah, also true,
yeah.
I
think in the context of this, score means a line of notes for a musical instrument that harmonize with other instruments and form a song.
Okay, well, I can
FakeNet to you, what is a score?
Initializing FakeNet.
A score is what I'm going to settle with you 2 wankers for trapping me in this digital hell.
No, that's settle a score. What's the score that we're talking about?
To me and to other people who aren't stupid, a score is a written representation of a musical composition showing all the vocal and instrumental parts arranged one below the other.
Okay.
A little more on Wimbly Donner, because you got me thinking now.
Great, yeah. Let's talk about Wimbly Donner.
So my leader in the clubhouse for the identity of Wimbly Donner is the guy in the boat that knew who NORG was. So I want to just like think about this as we continue onward to see if anybody else maybe is Wimbly Donner.
Identify your Wimbly Donner.
Yes. Damn it, that's my new screen
name. Did he
name.
leave Garden, or did he leave the Garden Festival Committee?
I think left Garden, and I think that we supposed perhaps that maybe Wimbly Donner was just killed in action.
Okay, yeah. That like someone rewrote the history to say he quit.
Yeah.
He's MIA instead of KIA?
Yeah, one of those two.
So Zell asks what that means, and Irvine, for some reason, says that 4 other scores from a different composition got mixed up with the scores Selfie had, so we have to find the original 4. The only way we can find them is to play all 8 scores in C. Selfie wants everyone to pick an instrument 1 person at a time and play it. Irvine knows the composition somehow, So he'll choose which 4 are the right ones. So you have to do some American Idol shit before American Idol up here?
Yeah, we are being forced to role play as the cowboy as well. This is what we are.
We're currently controlling Irvine, judging these people. And what unfolds is Zell is up first, but you can pick, we've got 8 instruments here, and you can make every one of them like demo each instrument or performance, and you're supposed to pick the 4 that harmonize. So there's 8 choices, but there's 2 correct compositions of each 4.
This game has been pretty generous with the level of tutorialization for playing the video game for the most part. Here,
no,
nothing. I could have used some help here because I don't have really a great ear for this kind of stuff. So I really could have.
I wanted to fuck it up.
Yeah,
but here we have samples for each of them. Your choices are guitar, saxophone, electric guitar, I wrote patois, but that means piano.
Yeah, okay.
Violin, flute, bass guitar, tap dancing, so you're supposed to listen and use your ears and match the rhythms. And what you end up composing is like the 4 instruments that your 4 party members are going to play. Mm-hmm. That's what will be played. Like all these samples we just played will be overlaid, whichever 4, and hopefully form something that is not discordant.
Yeah.
So before we get to what we chose, because I don't even think I wrote that down, I leave while Zell was playing the flute, and it let me explore Fisherman's Horizon and Garden as Irvine.
Was Zell still playing the flute the whole time?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Actually, I was either that or tap dancing. So he's just been doing that shit, and Irvine's like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Ultimately, once I saw that I could make Zell tap dance, that's what I went with. It's like
I also picked Zell's tap dancing.
Zell is a tap dancer.
It's
like
really good.
If Zell had any musical talent, because I mean, we've seen his footwork on his combos and whatnot. So.
Absolutely. He has the most physical attack, I think, as Irvine fires a gun. There's some arm strength there. Selfie also arm strength. Squall arm strength.
There's a pretty close relationship, at least like athletically, to like tap dancing, ballet, and martial arts, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I grew, I heard they used to make football players take ballet because it increased their balance and shit like that.
Yes, that was before they invented yoga.
Of course.
Well, imported yoga, I should say.
So I fuck off.
Yeah.
Irvine wanders to the center of the commerce area. Nobody is here, and he wonders why. I go over to Grease Monkeys, and last time we talked about the Red Galbadian soldier who wanted Grease Monkey to fix the ironclad.
Yeah, then he went out the window.
Yeah, you went to step outside, you came back, and the guy said he went out the window, but I got something slightly different here.
Oh.
So the soldier threatens to wring Irvine's neck. Irvine thinks this guy is serious, and Irvine says it's good seeing him and tries to leave. In red blinking text, the soldier asks Irvine where the hell he thinks he's going. He asks him to step outside right now. And I think that was the same for you, right?
Yeah.
Irvine says, give him a break. He's tired. And this always works when somebody wants to kick your ass. Just give me a break, man. I walk outside, nothing happens. I walk back inside, and the soldier is on the ground, and I'm going to assume he's dead. If I speak to him, he says, ugh, and then vibrates a little. Talk to Grease Monkey, asking him how he beat this guy up. Then the little Moomba doll starts moving, and Grease Monkey says it was nothing. Then I get a bunch of Phoenix Downs and others. I get a fast ammo, AP ammo, and pulse ammo from the soldier.
Wow.
On the ground.
Pulse ammo is the best ammo.
It is?
I think you can get. Yeah,
I don't use Irvine, so I don't know.
The only reason I know that is because our friend Josh had a character in Ragnarok Online named Paul Sammo after Pulse ammo.
Buzzer noise.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Josh.
I hop over to the garden as Irvine to see if any fucked shit is available. In our classroom, one girl asks if Irvine is from this garden, and the other invites him to join the Treppies. So we'll go back to the classroom in a second, but the infirmary, Katawaki, exact same, quads, the exact same. Cafeteria, the lunch lady says she's never seen Irvine around here before and asks if he's new.
Well, technically, yes.
If you go to the dorm, you know what you find?
No.
Squall asleep in bed.
That's amazing.
It's really good. If you talk to him, it just gives you 3 dots. It won't let you wake him up.
You know, they really could have just gated this so that you couldn't go anywhere with Irvine.
They made content for this.
This is I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm assuming this is the only Irvine content in the game.
Yeah, exclusive Irvine content. Library. Pigtail Girl is looking through a shelf. Mm-hmm. She tells Irvine, "You want to check this book out? I'm sorry, we're a little... well, if you promise to return it on time, please go ahead and take it with you." Then nothing happens. I walk away and she says, excuse me, how is Zell doing? Irvine replies, "Whoa, Zell, you go." Library girl says, "Oh, good." You speak to her again. She says, no, I just know him. And I was a little worried that's all. So, you go, I think is meaning you go, girl, go get that shit.
Yeah.
I'd be curious what the original Japanese line was, because you go is a little bit too ambiguous for me for a ladies' man like Irvine.
Yeah, that's true.
He should have said drop that 0 and get with the hero.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
So we're going to go back to the classroom and read some selfie diaries right now to catch up on what Selfie's been doing.
Yeah. And I guess it is important to point out, too, that if you miss this particular section with Irvine, with the library girl, it doesn't kill the quest.
So with the library girl, if you miss it, does Squall get this, or does it just continue to the next part of the Zell quest?
I got a conversation about a book, and another girl walked up into it. I have it later.
Okay, yeah. We'll see if it matches up. All right, so we check in, open that computer. We've got some brand new diary entries.
Hey! Well, I come back from my shaky first mission, and what do I find? Garden and chaos! First of all, let me tell you about my first mission, among other events. Oh yeah, Buyaka! I'm doing fine. Our first mission was in Timber. I can't tell you the details about it, but in one word, it was a failure. I keep telling myself the enemy was stronger than us. We should have won. Well, an accident happened during our mission. The sorceress appeared. Yes, the sorceress. Her name's Edia. Anyway, Cypher appeared out of nowhere. Then Edia took him off to who knows where. We tried to make it back to the garden, but the trains were down, so we ended up going to Galbadia Garden. That garden is quite different from ours. It kind of reminded me of the army or something.
So when she was doing this is where I realized Selfie has Kimmy Schmidt energy.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I loved Tiffany's delivery of the line, "It was a big failure."
Yeah.
That was like a really well delivered, and it embodied Selfie so well.
Like it's kind of realizing that it was a failure, but also being optimistic about it and trying just to progress to the next thing before a new trauma is developed.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of reminded me of the army. Is kind of a funny line because, I mean, look at yourself.
Yeah, she's also in the army, but it's friendly fascism, whereas Galbadia were just open hard asses over there.
Yeah.
Back at Garden 2.
Back at Garden 2. Well, we received a new order at Galbadia Garden, but I don't think I can write that here. Based on the outcome, well, we failed again. The enemy's way too strong. Booyaka! Our target was Sorceress Edia. Oops, I wrote it. The most recent and infamous sorceress is Adele, right? The sorceress behind the Sorceress War, way back when we were kids? We learned in history class that Sorceress Adele disappeared and the war just kind of ended, right? A sorceress inherits the power from another sorceress, so I think Edia is the one that received Adele's powers. Just when Sorceress Edia and the president of Galbadia joined forces, she wiped out the president, which means Sorceress Edia is now controlling Galbadia. This is exactly like the Sorceress War with Esther. Time to bring out the seeds.
So that lays out something we considered spoilers last time, that the transference of sorceress power is like this ethereal energy that goes from one eligible woman to a next eligible woman. So
many different women can be born with some sort of sorceress power or innate power, just like Elone has.
Right.
But the sorceress power must be transferred from one to the next.
I'm saying we also don't know if there's only one at a time. Well, I guess there isn't, because we learned there's another candidate just a bit later.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need, like, Adele isn't sorceress number 1, right? That was just the last one.
Right.
Back at Garden 3. Well, we failed our mission, and we even failed to retreat. As a result, we ended up in a prison in the desert of Galbadia. Our leader was tortured, and we were locked up, but we managed to escape. When you're locked up, the only thing you think about is escaping, right? I hope we did the right thing. Or was that against orders? Oh well. After we escaped, I heard some terrible news. Edia was going to get rid of all the seeds by launching missiles at the garden. It's quite obvious that Edia despises seed and wants to get rid of the garden, which trains the seeds. Anyway, after I heard about the missiles, I just couldn't stand still. So I asked our leader Squall, who did a great job, by the way, to divide up the party so that one team could infiltrate the missile base.
Wow.
I also think now it further contextualizes the White Seed ship, where that may have been Idia's force to protect her from herself should she ever fall into ultimate sorceress power.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I was wondering about that because we had wondered why Edia was out to kill all seeds, and then we willingly handed over Elone to them. So it was strange, but that makes more sense now that she had a force surrounded her, like it was an offshoot from Balam Garden before she was.
Is it like a contingency almost from the normal seeds that were her and Sid's plans?
Back at Garden 4. The two teams were the messenger team and the missile base team. I was on the missile team and messing around with the computers to save the garden. I heard it was a close call, but as long as we're all safe, right? Anyway, after messing up the computer, we tried to escape, but we couldn't get out of the base. Never in my whole life did I ever think so seriously that I was going to die. But we were lucky. We were able to get inside the robot we were fighting. Its armor was what actually saved us from the explosion in the end. That's the only time that I was thankful for Galbadia's weaponry.
These all solve major plot holes.
Yeah. I mean, as we're going to find out, especially with some of the side content coming up, there's a lot of extra flavor this game has that I'm pretty sure I missed when I played this game the first couple times.
I'm positive I didn't read these.
Yeah.
Back at Garden 5. So anyway, we were inside that robot and made our way over here? Well, not exactly. We were inside, but we had no idea how to control it. To make matters worse, we were picked up by the Galbadian army and brought over to FH. We were pressing all the buttons trying to get out when we realized we were fighting Squall and the others. I'm sorry, we weren't attacking you. Just trying to get out. It's true, really. In any case, Balam Garden is safe. It is, right? And so are we. I guarantee it. I'm just worried about Trabia Garden. I hope everyone's all right.
Yeah, it's funny too that like Galbadia never checked to see what was inside the ironclad because they saw us kill the soldiers that were inside of it originally, right?
Yeah.
Fucking hi-ho tank.
I want to say the hi-ho tank. I want to say that it was AI programmed to go to Fisherman's Horizon, the next target, and they just had no control over it once they were in it because they just assumed there'd still be soldiers in there.
Or they're just dumb.
Or they're just stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else with our Irvine exploits?
No, that's it. From then, I went back to the center of Fisherman's Horizon.
Okay, so then we had to pick some instruments, right?
Yes. What'd you lay out?
So at first I gave Zilla a bass guitar, and then I was a little slow, so I gave him a violin. But then that's when I noticed that there was tap dancing. So then I was like, tap dancing, I'm good.
All the way.
I figured that Irvine is the kind of fucker who'd pick up a guitar and know how to play it.
Absolutely.
So,
Or not know how to play it.
Well, yeah, it's a good point. And gave that to him. Selfie got the flute. Quistis got the bass guitar, which I was actually only one instrument off from getting the good Irish jig. Yeah, so we'll see that here.
I put Zell on tap, Irvine on bass guitar, Selfie on sax, and Quistis on flute.
Yeah.
I play the victory music when I confirm all four, and Irvine says we have until tonight to practice for the performance.
Great.
Selfie doesn't tell us what Rinoa will be doing, but she says that's when Rinoa is up. Quote.
Yes, she's got a role to play. Then we wake up as Squall.
Crickets.
You go into the hallway. Quistis, Rinoa, and Zell are up to something. Rinoa is wearing her Sunday's best again, the same dress that she wore at the ball.
Yes. Also, Chris, it's important. You said we went into the hallway.
Yeah, because the hallways were gone for
Hallway's back, baby.
Yeah. Great. Good. Well, it's nighttime, so you can't see that there's the
ocean.
The ocean out there or whatever. Quistis, who I just identified as Quistis, hushes the others. Zell tells Rinoa that, okay, he's all yours. I don't think that Quistis would be willing to participate in this plot, by the way.
She is now. Now that she's the broken woman, we can do whatever we want with her.
Oh, yeah. She's resolved as the broken woman. She has no further character development for the rest of this video.
No agency.
Game. Damn it.
We're Squall. We walk up to Rinoa and she says...
You can try to run past her, by the way.
Does it work?
No, she's like, hey, wait, you're not going anywhere.
When Squall wakes up, he does say, I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah.
So he is out looking for them.
Yeah.
Rinoa says, so what's up? Squall thinks he's tired.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything. Rinoa says, as a question, you look so down. Come on, Squall. How old are you? You're still a teenager. Why don't you act like it for a change? Chris is an introverted teenager. Heard that plenty of times.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to go home and make Warcraft 2 maps. Thanks.
I just want to go play Final Fantasy VIII. I don't want to go to the party.
Yes.
Squall doubles down on his I'm tired thoughts. Rinoa dismisses this and says, okay, come on, let's go to the concert. You can pick a Squall, I'm not in the mood, or I don't know.
Also, you can pick what? ?
Really?
Yeah, I think. Or no, I'm sorry. That's what he thinks. He thinks what, and then you get those two options. I chose I'm not in the mood.
Okay, what happened?
She asks why. I tell her that I'm staying home and playing board games with my kids. It's self-care.
Great. You didn't tell her that.
No. Squall says, the way that Squall responds, he says, I'd rather not talk about it. Rinoa giggles and then says that Quistis was right. Quistis was right on. You're so predictable. She says that she can understand why he is not in the mood.
I imagine during practice, Quistis actually said, what's wrong with Squall? Finally, now that they're all away from Squall, she can tell the rest of the party.
Yeah, that's true.
These things. I picked, I don't know, but what the words that came out of Squall's mouth were why not when she asked why. Mm-hmm. Rinoa responds, yes, okay then, let's go.
Oh, great.
She took that as a positive affirmation.
So the conversation continued after that. Rinoa says, you're probably still thinking about what the headmaster said today. He put a lot on your shoulders. It all happened so fast. We thought it'd be good for you to come and unwind a little. Plus, I have something important that I want to talk to you about. Thank you for trying to understand me, Rinoa, but I unwind better when people leave me alone.
That's right.
Yes. That's
no growth.
That's not what he said, but that's what he's thinking.
Static stability. Fisherman's Horizon. We're at the very top.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a little bit more.
Dude, how come you got like all this shit and I just got yes, okay, let's go?
Squall asks, who's we? And Rinoa explains that the whole gang is behind this scheme that's making me, the player, uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Because this reminds me of like when your friends are like, come on, you got to go. You got to do this. You got to go. Come on.
You'll have a good time.
Come on. You're going to have it. Come on. It's happening here. It's making me uncomfortable.
If there's ever a surprise party for me and you don't tell me ahead of time, I'm holding you personally responsible if you're there.
Okay, well, I mean, it's recorded, so I guess I have to do that.
If it happens to me, I'm leaving.
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure that that you know, Eric.
Thank you.
Or I'll delete that and pretend like I don't know what you're talking
about.
Never
happened.
Yeah.
You listening to that too, dumbass. So we're at the very top of Fisherman's Horizon, and it's night now, meaning the darkness has been invoked by 20% on the 300 backgrounds.
And the crickets are out.
Yeah. The center area is illuminated.
Wait a minute.
What?
Where are the crickets coming from?
Oh, dude. I mean, crickets are sourced naturally. I mean, we just saw in Squall's hallway, there's trees and shit outside of the garden, inside the garden area. So there's endemic species have been introduced to Fisherman's Horizon.
Okay, so these are the first crickets to ever roam Fisherman's Horizon.
Plus, there's trains and shit. I'm sure bugs make their way over. There's a healthy insect population there.
Yeah, but crickets? I just don't see crickets in an oil rig.
I don't know, man. I've been to not a lot, but I've been to several islands in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, and there's always bugs and shit there for no reason.
Well, yeah, you say bugs, but like crickets, I feel like crickets need grass and trees. Anyway.
Fignet, what do crickets need?
Initializing fakenet.
Crickets need food and water, idiot. They can eat apples, leafy greens, cat food, fish flakes. They can eat anything. Why else do you think they're pests?
What do crickets need? Great. Oh, man.
There's some garden students up top watching and waiting. They don't speak to me and I can't exit left. Irvine blocks our path down and he's like, so she convinced you, huh? But then he thinks, looking good together. Also, Rinoa's in her white gown and Squall's just in his work clothes.
Yeah, his regular little fluffy jacket.
Then he says, so like, I found this place. It's perfect for you guys. Yes. And Squall thinks, give me a break.
Yeah, you can't believe this shit.
Irvine says it's by the stage and you can't miss it. And then under his breath, he says, I left an old magazine there.
I think, yeah.
You can thank me later. Have fun. Let's just go all out tonight.
Do you think Squall secretly hopes that it's a Weapons Monthly?
I really do, because that's what he learns from.
Yeah.
Even though we've watched Squall take a girly magazine and like put it in his pocket and not identify it.
Yeah.
Why would Irvine do this?
I don't know, and neither does. Well, I know why Irvine will do this, because he's trying to get Squall to the side so that Irvine can be the center of attention here.
Maybe, but like, why would you mark the spot with the magazine?
Well, Squall thinks this guy are sick after that, so...
He says, oh man, this guy is sick, which is an improvement from a time when this guy are sick just 2 years ago.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks, Richard, by the way.
Squall, do you think he did that on purpose? This guy is sick? Do you think he, was it actually a meme at that point? This guy are sick from Final Fantasy VII?
2 years after? I doubt it. I mean, maybe. I don't know. The internet was still there, so...
Squall asks Irvine if he's finished, which is a great thing to ask somebody.
Yeah.
Irvine says he might be there later, and with a special someone too. So like they're planning like a group date makeout thing.
Yeah, I guess.
I try and walk down the stairs, but Irvine and Selfie block the way. Irvine turns around incensed and says he was about to make his move. Selfie then turns around and asks, what's up? And then she runs down the stairs. Irvine says, geez, thanks a lot, then also runs down the stairs.
Yes, he's very flustered.
We get to the bottom, and there's a huge production about to be underway. There are at least 3 neon tri-burst spotlights shifting colors across the rainbow. There are also 4 garden aesthetic elevated and illuminated platforms. Zell is in the middle for me, Selfie is on the left with the sax, Kistis is on the right with the flute, and Irvine is in the back with the bass guitar. Was this arrangement similar to you?
Pretty much, yeah. Zell is in the front, is that what you said?
Zell's in the middle for me, so I guess that is the front.
I think Zell was in the front middle, yeah.
I just wonder if it's determined by instrument or by...
I bet it is, yeah.
Nobody else is here, like as an audience, which is worrying. So we're in this giant concert hall. The music from Parasite Eve Opera starts playing, and we all reduce down to blood.
Phrase of Eve plays.
Yeah, Phrase of Eve plays, fuck.
Magical Dreamers staged. It does kind of look like a Magical Dreamers production, by the way.
Yeah, it turns out there's a musical production in almost every RPG we've played so far. Selfie says, Squall, you big stud.
Mm-hmm.
Selfie then says, this is all for you. Congratulations. Enjoy the show. Chris, this is really sweet and a fitting response to the overwhelming doubt that engulfed the crew at the missile base.
Yeah, it is.
They're really pulling for him here, and they're like genuinely trying something sincere to make him happy.
It is, but I think like they're not fully understanding their audience.
No. This isn't what you do to someone with Squall's problem.
At all. Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a sweet. All I'm saying is like they're trying sincerely to help him.
Yeah, at the same, I agree with you. At the same time, it feels like a Saved by the Bell plot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, but that is sort of realistic because Saved by the Bell is also about teenagers.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's also a Muppet Show plot. Let's put on a show.
Good point. Yeah.
Selfie commands Rinoa not to let Squall get away because everybody has Squall's number. They're putting in the work to solve him, even if he continues to be a dick and tries not to care about them.
Mm-hmm. Zill starts tap dancing and we do a goddamn jig.
Yeah.
Sounds horrible.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So did you get the bad sounding jig?
Yeah, I captured with my current playthrough. I'm capturing sounds. The PS5 has a neat share feature where you just press the share button and you can capture the last 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I got like 5 minutes of this shit.
Yeah, good.
That we're listening to right now.
Oh, it sounds great, Eric. Thanks. Yeah. So now
you can press square to change views and watch the concert for as long as you want.
Yeah. And there's a few different variations that you can get, but I think we'll get to them once we get to the part where the scenes diverge based on the music. Because the scenes diverge based on the music. Did you know that?
Yes, based on what you chose.
Yeah, so we'll get there in a little bit, I think. So, despite not really wanting to be on a date, it is time for a date right now. Squall and Rinoa walk off to the side and find the magazine.
Yeah, it's on the ground pointing upward.
Rinoa calls it a naughty magazine, so I guess it really is a naughty magazine.
It's fucking porn.
Yeah.
Irvine left porn there. Is Irvine fucking with Squall, or did he actually think this would be awesome?
I don't know. There was, I don't even remember the context, but Rinoa also brought up the term naughty magazine at some point during the train earlier in the game. I don't remember the context, though.
Rinoa did?
Yeah.
I know Squall found one in Timber Maniacs.
Yeah. She said something about a naughty magazine as a joke or something when they were riding the train, maybe to Galbadia or something. It was weird.
Initializing fakehead.
Oh my god, I can't listen to that discordant garbage anymore. The rest of the background music will be composed of what it should sound like if you arrange the instruments correctly.
Squall facepalms this, but no sells it, looks at Rinoa and asks her what she wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Squall sits where Martine sat, legs dangling off the ledge. Rinoa squats near him. Then she says, well, it's about your promotion. Things are going to get real tough for you, huh? Squall thinks that he doesn't want to think about that, which is funny.
Rinoa is she's currently expressing some genuine concern for him.
Yeah.
And it appears like once she said that, I was like, oh, there is a bit more substance to this, goddamn teenage scheme that's going on here.
The show was an invitation, and then Rinoa wants to get some introspection.
Yeah. They weren't just trying to get their two friends to hook up. They were trying to, they know that Squall's about to have a lot on his plate, and they're trying to, I guess, help him through it. I just think that the method they chose to do so doesn't quite fit Squall's personality.
Do you think the porn was a backup icebreaker?
Either that, or it really wasn't porn, and Rinoa just said it was in a naughty magazine because she's
It was
weird.
a weapons magazine?
Yeah, it really was.
You jerk off to this Squall?
It was an issue of Timber Maniacs.
Rinoa continues, Squall, I'm sure there will be a lot of difficult things that you'll have to deal with from now on. We were talking about that and saying how you'll probably try to handle everything on your own. So 2 things. 1, I bet Squall was thinking about how he's going to have to solve the Chocobo Forest when she said that by himself.
Yeah.
And 2, I hate that I fucked up the music for this.
Yeah.
Because I thought it'd be funny, but this is a heartfelt moment while this awful music is playing in the background.
Yeah.
Squall thinks I probably will. Rinoa then sits next to the porno and puts her legs over the ledge too. She hangs her head and says, they know you too well. I do too, although I haven't been around you that long. You know, when you start thinking, you tend to frown like this.
Yeah, then she does the Squall's I can't believe this shit gesture.
Yes.
Herself. He peers over at Rinoa like he's, acts like he's going to slap at her. Or actually, he does slap at her,
He
right?
takes a swing, yeah.
Yeah, which it's hard to read how this was supposed to come across, but it looks like he's trying to hit her. But
yeah.
I think it's more along the lines of he's trying to swat at her.
Right.
And didn't Katase say something about that?
I have to quote in a second. She battle rolls backward and starts cackling.
Yeah.
And Squall says, I'm out of here. And dude, you're on a date. She wore a nice dress for you. Your friends are playing a concert. Goddamn, now's the time to try to hit her. So Rinoa says, oh, come on, I'm sorry. And she walks over and sits right behind him. And then if you listen to our first episode, this is from the 2019 Game Informer interview with Katase. Quote, there's this scene where Squall and Rinoa are talking at Fisherman's Horizon, and I don't remember what the conversation was about exactly, but Rinoa says something kind of sassy to Squall, and he throws his hand at her. She dodges, but even at the time, Kazushige Nojima-san was like, he shouldn't be hitting her. It's really not good to have a guy hitting a girl. Looking back, I wish I could change that. And I get how it looks and it's terrible, but also to me it was borderline playful.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to come off that way, but just the way and the speed of the ways.
You couldn't animate the arm any slower, I don't think. He wasn't trying to break her nose. I do legitimately think it was supposed to be playful.
Yeah. Even though miming a swing at somebody is probably still not the best way to interact with them, but it is Squall, so he's trying.
It was Squall and it was the 90s.
Yeah. So, So she comes up behind him and she says, oh, come on, I'm sorry. But really, we were saying that, well, you can't handle everything on your own. She then shoves him.
She pushes him off the ledge.
Onto the solar panel thing or whatever, and then she follows him down. And this is funny, too, because I think this is the moment in which Rinoa has penetrated Squall's psyche, because instead of spitting periods, he spits exclamation points.
Of course. She took this combat-hardened soldier by surprise, and she could have killed him if it was a big ledge, right?
Yeah.
That still had to fucking hurt.
Yeah, she then she provokes him a little bit further and says, that's it. Just let out anything. We want you to talk to us a little more.
Yeah, she knows he's discomforted and she wants to prod even more. She wants to keep pushing it. They all want him to feel something so bad.
Yeah, she says, if there's anything you want to tell us or anything we can do, don't hesitate to let us know. I know that it's not easy, but I wish you would trust us and rely on us a little more.
She touches her heart when she says that.
Go to therapy.
Also, they're on top of a mirror and the reflections are there, which is a unique special effect. Squall face palms all that and thinks, am I that untrusting? Maybe I'm this way because I'm scared. Nothing lasts in this world. It feels great to have friends who believe in you and adults you can rely on. That's why it's so dangerous, especially if you become used to it. Someday you're bound to lose everything. Everybody around you will be gone. Then what are you left with? Nothing. Nobody. It's so miserable and it's inevitable. It's so hard to recover from something like that. I never ever want to deal with that again. I can't, even if it means being alone. So a couple things. He actually was positive after he said it's great to have friends who believe in you.
Yeah.
But then he instantly came up with like 6 ways to talk himself out of it.
Yeah.
And also, when he said, I don't ever want to deal with that again means this has happened before.
He's been abandoned before.
Right.
He's got abandonment issues.
So
what he's he's communicating to himself and to us.
It's a really good explanation of what Squall's deal is, even as been stated before, and these thoughts appear to haunt Squall 100% of the time, but they are making progress. He has positive thoughts before the overwhelming negative thoughts.
Yeah, that is true. And I was surprised to get something so overt right here with Squall's interiority, because going into this game, I was just thinking about Squall's reputation as just like an unfeeling asshole, and like no one ever really talks about his arc or things that come along in scenes like this.
Rinoa, waiting for 5 minutes, turns around. She says, in my game, I don't understand. Squall thinks, what? Oh, me? Squall faces her back and apologizes, and he says, I don't need you to understand me. Rinoa can't believe this shit. And then she says, well, what'd you just say? Squall repeats, I said that I don't want everybody to understand who I am, which I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Rinoa then says, what? No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the music.
Stop it. Stop doing this.
Then I typed as my next note, fuck. Like, that's actually a pretty good fourth wall thing for the game.
Yeah.
I love this piece, she says, but it's been terrible for the last few minutes. Geez, what are they doing? And my next note is, I wonder if this is different if you don't fuck it up. Fake net, Chris?
Go through your entire scene. Yeah, finish the entire thing, and then I'll go through the divergences.
Squall then says, oh, well, I'll see you later, all right? And Rinoa does something weird and replies, wait, you're not getting off that easy. You still owe me an answer. Which, as someone who tried to leave parties early all the time, there were people that wouldn't let me leave and said shit like they could know my game when I tried to Irish exit out of there. Squall struggles to remember the question and then says, fine, I'll ask for help when I really need it. I'll try to trust everybody more often, okay? Which is a really tell the teacher what she wants to hear answer.
Yeah.
Which is well written in my opinion. Rinoa then gets upset and says, what's your problem? Why do you have to be like that? Are you mad or something? Tell me who you are, because this can't really be you. Squall then says, I'm sorry, which is the exact same answer. Rinoa waves her hands and says, you're not sorry, you just want to get the hell out of here, that's all. Geez, why does it have to be like this? Why? And then she runs away. And that shit cuts pretty deep, dude. She put on the dress, the friends put on the show, she tried to bust him out of his shell, and he came out, looked around, and went right the fuck back in.
Yep, pretty much.
She can read him now as well as Kistis can, as well as Sid can. Everybody now has the Squall playbook.
And I think no matter how this scene plays out, they're all pretty good, I think.
Okay, so, I got one more. Squall thinks, oh, well, this won't change anything. I think I was honest. I prefer to be alone, right? Yeah. And those are the lies you tell yourself that end up becoming true.
Gotcha.
So where does it diverge, Chris?
So I think the one that you got was that you picked 2 instruments from score number 1 and 2 instruments from score number 2.
To me, it only sounded like one was out of sync, but I don't know shit about music. I didn't actually look up what the correct answer was.
I'm just going by whatever I found on the internet. So that's not the scene that I got when I played. So I must have had 3 instruments from one of the songs and 1 from the other. So I got a bad sounding Irish jig.
How many possible outcomes are there?
4. Initializing ChrisNet. Hello. Hi. I'm here now real quick to clarify something I said. There are 4 possible arrangements of music. That is a bad sounding version of Eyes on Me, a jumbled version of the music that Eric just mentioned, and a slightly jumbled version of the Irish jig and the actual Irish jig. From as best I could tell, there are only 3 different conversations that can occur. The conversation that Eric had will also occur during the bad mix of Eyes on Me. Okay, thanks. See you later. Yeah, okay. Anyway, on mine, Rinoa turns the other direction.
Is this the divergence point of where she turns the other direction? That's where it splits?
Yeah, and says this is irritating. So the conversation is very similar to yours.
I was like, this is terrible or something.
Yeah. Squall takes a second, but then he realizes that it's him. He's like, he turns around and he apologizes for being irritating because he had just gotten through his little dissociation moment where he was having those deep thoughts. But actually, Rinoa was just talking about how bad the music was. Squall says that he'll see her later, but Rinoa tells him to stay. It was a misunderstanding. So Squall's trying to leave because he thinks Rinoa is calling him irritating. But she's trying to smooth it over and say, no, I want to talk more. Squall says, I'll talk about what I want, when I want, to whom I want. Rinoa says that she just wants to hear Squall talk. Squall says that he thought that she didn't want to talk with the annoying music in the background. Rinoa says she never said that, and then says, come on, I'm not good enough for you, ? So Squall's kind of getting a little
testy.
Little testes.
A little gaslighty here too, I think, a little bit. He's saying...
You just might as well said you're not the boss of me.
Yeah, kind of.
But a little childish.
He admits to himself, though. He says internally, it's not you. I just don't feel like it. But then Rinoa sadly backs up and says she understands, then turns around and darts off. So I think your scene was a little better. But
yeah, she fought him for a little bit longer online.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I don't think it is just her. He does treat everyone like this.
Yeah. So one of the other combinations is if you pick saxophone, electric guitar, piano, and bass guitar, and the band will play a instrumental version of Eyes on Me.
Oh.
And that conversation will go very similarly to the way our conversations go. They talk, but then they argue somewhat, and then they part ways. The scene that's a lot different is if you pick guitar, violin, flute, and tap dance. With this combination, the band will play a Irish jig. So this one says, Rinoa will say, what a night. Great music, good-looking guy. Not only is he good-looking, he's the sweetest guy. A great listener. Yes, the best-looking guy here, the best listener here, etc. Right now, he's seriously thinking about what I said. He's shy and he doesn't say anything, but I know. So what do you think?
And she's thinking this?
None of our business, ? No, she's saying this all out loud. Like she's being coy, or not coy, but she's being cute about it. Squall says that he appreciates the concern, but Rinoa interrupts. She says, no buts. Just think about this. This might be the only time we'll all be together. So as long as we're together, we might as well enjoy each other's company and just talk, right? Squall says, just for now, huh? Forget it. I don't want friends who won't be around tomorrow. Rinoa replies, gosh, you're such a pessimist. There are no guarantees in the future. That's why today, the time we have now, is important. Squall, we want to help you as much as we can for as long as we can. We all love you. There, I said it. Please don't freak out. We just want to live, Live through this time with you together. Squall doesn't understand the meaning of the word together somehow. Like he's like, well, together? What? And Rinoa says, keep it in the back of your mind. Call on us whenever you need to. We'll be waiting. Like I said, who knows what's going to happen in the future, but I have a feeling we'll be together for a while. So what's on your mind? Do you have any dreams, Squall? Anything to do with your life? ? Squall doesn't really want to talk about it, but he kind of turns it back on Rinoa and says, well, what about you? What do you want? What are your dreams? What do you want?
Get something out of these other characters.
Yes. And she replies, I don't know. I guess I'd rather not talk about the future either. But right now, I want to stay right here like this. End.
That's like 90s version of Sweet.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting that this scene plays out during the Irish jig versus the Eyes on Me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Eyes on Me would be a more fitting house for this.
I think the conversation where they divulge a little bit about their personalities and Squall's interiority and whatnot, it seems like it fits better for this moment, right? Because Squall's under a lot of stress.
This would seem to be the canon one.
Yeah.
Well, they all could be canon with Squall's attitude. So do you think we'll ever get anything else about Rinoa's past relationship with Cypher, which I forgot about until pretty much right now? She confessed that in the Galbadian waiting room and then never again. And then theoretically, Rinoa could have fought Cypher at this point too, right?
Yeah.
Part of that battle at the end of Disc 1.
Cypher was a one-on-one battle with Squall.
Okay, so it wasn't Irvine and Rinoa showed up for Edia? Okay,
yeah,
that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So they haven't actually made contact yet. I'm curious if you bring her in any future battles, if there will be anything there.
Yeah. So that's it.
We're back in the dorm.
Yeah, Squall's tossing in bed again.
Fragments of Memory starts playing with rain sound effects in the background.
Yeah, and we got boy Squall in the rain, right?
A boy in a yellow Charlie Brown shirt is back outside of that stone building. He says, sis, Then she doesn't come. He looks up and says, I'm all alone, but I'm doing my best. I'll be okay without you, sis. I'll be able to take care of myself. And I wonder if that scene is the same. It has to be the same based on what your previous scene was, right? Like they don't diverge there either.
Yeah.
Because that seems to follow mine more than it follows yours.
Yeah.
So then we're back in the dorm, bird noises.
Yeah, and now we're in control of Squall again.
The intercom asks Squall to report to the bridge immediately. Squall thinks, what is it now, and gets up as Ballad Garden plays.
I've got a couple of stops I made with Squall. You want to run through those real quick?
Some squats.
Yeah,
squats.
Some squats.
Doing some squats.
Okay, let's just go to the library, okay?
So I go in there and I see nothing, but as I try to leave, someone yells for Zell to wait up. It's two ladies. They introduce themselves as members of the Let's Find Out More About Zell committee. Zell can't believe this shit, but they're going to ask Zell a few questions, and they don't want him to think too hard about them. First question, what is your favorite color? You can pick the red on my jacket, the blue on my pants, or I'm embarrassed, but pink. I go with pink. What's your favorite food? Beef, fish, or hot dogs? I pick hot dogs and they laugh and say they knew it. Last question. What type of girls do you like? Then some guy in a suit walks up and screams at the library committee members for slacking off. Finally, another teacher, Chris. Squall should tell him everything Kistis has done. He doesn't. The girls say pooey and the things were just getting interesting, and then what a bummer, really bad timing.
So there's some students in the back of the library. Did you speak with them?
Intermittently, but not this time.
So they're talking about how they're all excited they can request books now. And the reason they're able to request books is because the faculty are gone.
Oh.
So they were...
You couldn't check books from the library?
Well, no, they're requesting them. They're like ordering them. They're ordering books they want the library to carry, and they're bringing them in. The Guardian faculty was controlling information, I guess, or the ethos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course, right.
Yeah,
Control the flow.
I stopped by the cafeteria to check on the lunch lady's son. Remember, I found him in FH?
Uh-huh.
And the lunch lady thanks me, and her son is standing like behind the counter, kind of.
Really, he's back?
Yeah, and he says he's going to stay there and look after Mama.
Oh shit! I didn't get that.
That's it.
He'll never reunite with his son. Is he just behind the counter for the rest of the thing? Does he just work there now?
Yeah, he's just walking there. Yeah, he's just walking back and forth.
I work at school now.
I don't know. So he does play cards, by the way, and I played cards with him, and.
What card is of his does
I didn't realize that
does he have from now on?
I didn't realize that the diff rule was on here. So, you know the diff rule?
I don't. What's that do?
You take it's like all sort of.
You take what you won,
but you take the margin of victory based on the number of cards. He took Cypher. He took Zell. He took Kistis. He took Sacred. He took Minotaur.
So you lost by 5. How did you get to shit kicked out of you?
It was a wacky ass combo, plus combo.
Was it one of those things where he plays his final card and like your entire board flips?
Yeah.
Dumbass.
So I played him for like 15 matches, maybe. Did you
think about going back on your little game here, Chris?
It's probably about 20. It's probably closer to 25. I stopped counting.
Okay.
I got them all back. It took a long fucking time, Eric.
Committed to the bit.
Long time.
I can't believe this shit.
So I said, fuck you. And I went and played his mom and just took all our fucking cards.
Fuck this family.
Yeah. The seed candidate kids are back in the lunchroom.
Yes. They have new stuff to say.
Yes. They're talking about how they can't believe any of this shit and how they're a bunch of sad wimps and losers.
Yeah. My notes for that on the floor, so you keep going.
That's really all I have.
They kind of just insult each other.
The only funny thing was that they called each other sad, but they spelled it capital S, then a bunch of lowercase a's and capital D.
Like seed?
Yeah. It's great.
Good joke. Yeah. Nice localization gag.
Thanks. I went down to B1.
So did I.
Yeah. Nothing's there except
Heresy plays.
Yes, Heresy still plays. There's still some hereticking going on here. And NORG. NORG's still down there in his cocoon, I guess.
Yeah, the pod's... the pod's open, but it's empty.
Yeah. Well,
so
it's still got that... Yeah. It's still got some sort of object there that seems like it's glowing. So I'm wondering...
That shit up, Squall.
Is somebody going to do something with this? I don't know.
Somebody move this.
Yeah.
While the technicians are here from Fisherman's Horizon, can you guys haul this thing out of here?
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you went down there and there was just like a clearly burned pile of faculty bodies.
Yeah.
Like the tower in Fallout 3, if it goes bad, there's just the stacks of bodies in the basement, all the people who work there.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. See us next time for CC Group Quest, more selfie diaries, and then where we go after Fisherman's Horizon.
Yes, we're going to a couple of exploring the world.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
Optional stuff.
Okay, let's consult the RealNet.
Initializing RealNet.
Good evening. Cal L says my fridge stopped working. Please make my day better with Tales of Final Fantasy.
My fridge stops working once a month. On the third of every month, I have to take apart the freezer and defrost the back area with a hairdryer for about 20 minutes and 3 towels. I could just buy a new refrigerator, but that seems to cost a lot of money, so I'd rather just do this. Good luck with your journey.
I mean, you could...
The thermistor isn't making, or something, the thermometer, I've adjusted.
Look, I've bought a new refrigerator at some point in my life. I don't remember when it was, and I'm very happy about it.
Oh, me too. All the drawers are broken on the refrigerator part of mine because we put too much heavy shit in there. It needs to be replaced, Chris.
Okay, well.
I'm not going to do it. Still makes food cold.
Patreon.com/RetroAM. Replace Eric's refrigerator.
Don't give us money for that.
It's technically for the podcast if it exports audio, I guess.
Get one that plays music.
Yeah.
I can edit it in my mind.
Cal L says, hey, Eric, if your running shirts smell, please, or not please.
Please.
Oh, they say please. You should try some Tide Sport. Works great.
Yeah, well, I defeat that shit. I appreciate your suggestion, but all significant. You underestimate how much I sweat when it's disgusting. It is upsetting. I have to towel myself off before I get in cars.
Yeah, it's true. Quistacular says, adult thoughts that were not around when I was 15. The Garden Festival is in severe need of good project manager.
Well, yeah, but that's it's the job nobody wants to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No one's getting paid for this shit.
Except for somebody like Selfie.
Someone who's super into it and hasn't been corrupted by the world yet.
Panda Pajamas 17, which is a great name, says, imagining this choose your own instrument exercise in public school gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah, did you ever choose an instrument?
No.
We had the instrument guy come and they tried to sell me on clarinet real hard, but I didn't choose an instrument.
Oh, I never had this happen to me.
Because I knew choosing an instrument would make me stay after school to do something and I wanted to go home and play video games.
Dirty Brown Man, which is another great name, says, where's the tuba as a choice? Yeah, I would like to see any of these characters hold a tuba.
A tuba, a stand-up bass, cello.
Anonymous says, a surprise party is not a good idea for Squall. No.
You've read him wrong.
SSD Ninja says, maybe I can start doing real psych evals on RPG characters soon. Definitely has avoidant personality disorder vibes.
I mean, you can diagnose Fei Fong Wong from a Freudian or Jungian method, even those aren't necessarily medically recognized anymore. You can still reduce him down to those basic archetypes.
Yes. Thanks, RealNet. We'll see you next time. This episode has been a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on August 15th, 2021. Thanks, Mark, for the intro music.
Yes. Yeah. Please edit my foolish mistake.
You can find us on Twitter at Retro Amnesia Pod, and if you like us, please tell your friends, a friend, any friend, and please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/RetroAM. You can get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, voting rights for our next series, and access to the RealNet on Discord. Email us at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com, and until next time.
Yes, who will kill God?
And now, you may go back to sleep.
So I see your command strip up there has fallen. I've had 3 command strip things fail in my house over the last week. Is there humidity or some shit that's getting in the air?
Well, that's just double-sided tape that was reused because I moved a panel thing up there. And I just, without replacing the tape.
Okay, I didn't know if just my house was haunted or if the ghost is.
No, but I do think it is a humidity thing because that's remember when shit started falling off the walls? I think that was during the summer. These haven't been cleaned. The last time they've been worn was when Mark had them on. No, Mark didn't have them on.
It was probably me after.
Oh yeah, it was actually
so
you.
It's my ear gunk.
Yeah.
That's fine. I usually shower before I come over. Although I think all my shirts vaguely smell of sweat if it's my running shirt, so I apologize. Hey, what's up? Do you want to hear a story about my first mental episode?
Your first one ever, or?
I think so. My first conscious one.
Okay,
so
yeah.
A lot of my friends have done hallucinogenic drugs before,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never done those, so I've never seen anything that wasn't there except for some bouts of sleep paralysis, which is not half conscious. But I was running the other day and I saw a live coyote.
Shit.
On the street staring at me, and its head looked around and its tongue was hanging out of its mouth, and it was staring and breathing at me, and I was like, fuck. And I looked to my right and there was another one walking into a bush and sitting down to watch
Jesus
me
Christ.
run by. So I turn on the jets because I think coyotes are more scared of us, but they're still like ravenous carnivores, right? Like, what if they fuck me up? And I was so scared. There was a lady walking toward me in the subdivision with a dog, and I was like, "Don't go that way. There's coyotes there." And she was like, "What?" I'm like, "Trust me, I just saw him." So I tell my wife about it when I get home at 8:30 in the morning, and she's like, "Okay, I'll drive by and check it out." There were statues of coyotes.
Oh,
just make ducks afraid.
Okay, yeah, good, great.
But I saw them move, Chris. I know they moved, but I also know they didn't move.
What the fuck was that? After we escaped...
Welcome.
Would you like some hot dogs that I have made?
That I've made. Yeah, we always talk about doing a theme, a theme food for our some of our episodes, our bonus episodes and stuff, but we never actually do it. Hot dogs is the one for this one.
I have an idea for the Explain to Our Wives episode for this one. While you all drink or do your drugs that are legal in some states, I'll eat a hot dog every half hour. Mark it.
Okay, we can do that. We can arrange it.
Back at Garden 4?
There's 5 of these.
Oh, I don't know how to read Roman numerals. Don't tell anybody.
Rinoa's in her white party dress.
Yeah, I just said that. Thanks, Eric.
Fuck you.
Sunday's best. Yeah. I don't want friends who will be around